Welcome to the knowledge series for Yogakshema. I am joined by Dr. Usha Vastare, the founder of Yogakshema Rehabilitation and Wellness Center. Today's session we will be covering mindful parenting. I have a two-part question. The first part is how do I create the right values, and what is the processes, what in your opinion works well in creating the right values in our children. And every parent wants to create certain values, some discipline, some good habits. How does one go about it? The other part, which probably you can take first, is how do I ensure an alignment in terms of values, right? Between parents, across generations, grandparents, because in today's diverse society, we have different values and there are differences of opinion on styles of parenting and values of parenting. If you can tell me, what are your thoughts on how to align?
Yeah, I say values. I didn't use the word morals, Values are important. And as I said, there is no right or wrong in values. Whereas with morality, there is a clear-cut difference between right and wrong. Especially in this day and age, in this amoral society, morality, especially in India, it has become second nature to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
However, values, as I understand, sometimes values of one parent might be very different than the other parent.
Yeah.
Just before having the kids, that would not come in the way at all, because now we are also leading independent lives and leading a coherent and loving life. Not at all an issue. But when we have a kid to be raised, and then when we have brought a kid to this world, and when the kid needs to be raised with the values that both the parents should agree upon, this is the challenge. Many a times we let it go as parents until it becomes, sometimes it might be too late, or it could have been, might have been easier if we had thought about it much earlier, is what parents feel.
We get uncomfortable later if the value system is very different.
Exactly. So, right from the beginning, if both the parents think about what are the values that we need to bring our kids, is very crucial. And the kind of values we were taught, like being honest, not lying, being truthful, all different versions of the same thing, just that won't cut it in this world, in this day and age. We need to go really dig deep as parents and think of values from a totally different perspective. That's why I go back to that analogy that I gave about the beggar, you know.
Yeah.
There, it is not just about making more money to let go of the poverty or to remove the poverty. It is much more than that, much deeper than that. And you cannot wait until you finish your education. You cannot wait until you make enough money to let go of the poverty. That is one way of looking at it, old way of looking at it. But the new way of looking at it is to bring compassion right then and there, bringing kindness, but also keeping humanitarianism. Because you can also look at a beggar and dehumanize a beggar and try to do something good. That is not what I'm talking about. It is about...
But there may be one parent who has that kind of value, right? So compassion, while addressing the specific situation of a beggar, there would be a humanitarian way value system. There may be another economic value system that says that, these people need to be supported, but ultimately it is up to them to raise up to the next level. These are subtle differences in value systems. How does one align these differences, right? So there may be one parent who says, we must do our best to help this person. There's other parent who says, you know what, the person should help themselves. We will just, we may facilitate if we can.
Again, there is no right or wrong, Samit. Both are needed. Both are needed at different stages. And that the parents first have to be clear, and so that they can give a clearer picture to the kid who is just growing up. So first, that it might start off with just sympathy. That is when you want to just help right then and there. We should do that. with the kid, slowly bring up, depending on the age, that it is not just to do things out of sympathy, and we should treat the other person as an equal. Equal not in terms of socio-economic, educational status, but equal we can take from two perspectives, scientific perspective and spiritual perspective. Scientific perspective, it would be easy. Here the person did not have an opportunity, missed out opportunity, that is why he's like that. So when you grow up not just making money, you have to figure out what kind of opportunities can you bring for all levels of citizens. So that's at a higher level.
So let me kind of summarize this and probably have a small clarification from you. So it's important to send consistent messages to the children, no mixed messages, and have some alignment. But fundamentally, there are going to be difference in value systems between parents because of their upbringing. Can you just clarify how does one handle very fundamental differences in value systems that may be there, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say killing, right? Some parent may think that, if you come from a Jain kind of background, you will say that I should not kill any worms. I'll not. If you come from a Western background, you may say that, I need to figure out a way to make my life more comfortable. I'm just giving you two extremes. Unlikely that this will be the situation, but there will be situations where there are difference in value systems. How does one work on that specific situation?
It's nice that you bring such examples, Samit. Yeah, such varied
very
belief
diverse
system.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Still, there is somewhere both of them come to terms in between, Yeah, we don't need to bring in a spray to kill the germ. And you don't even have to be Jain to say no to that. Just the environment and what happens to you is enough not to use that. But we can train ourselves to take that bug or the insect away and put it back into the nature so that we don't have to live with those insects inside the home. So somewhere in between the two people with two different values and two different belief systems can coexist in a very peaceful manner.
But the common ground has to be communicated to the child.
Yeah. Both common ground, and depending on the age, you need to bring in both the perspectives. That is where the kid will truly grow up to be well-rounded and well thought about as an individual, rather than covering one thing up.
Got it.